Robust content. That's right. It is robust.
Robust urban garlic flavor.
A good day of crazy variety, highs and lows, bittersweet day for me. And here's why. We had the premiere of Cronos The New Dawn. We had a Friday Night Fights returning to Friday nights for the first time in ages. And then something literally just happened moments ago that got my hopes all excited and then immediately deflated me.
So something incredible happened on Friday. DSP failed to hit the goals on either of his live streams. Usually Friday nights with Capcom almost always does, but here's the thing. This week was a little different because IronDentSakai dropped like $800, so his fans were like thinking, okay, we're not gonna do anything else because DSP already did DSP tries it this week. So you know, if that money gets charged back, which it won't, you could say his fans got flustered because whenever DSP receives a lot of money, his fans are like, okay, he's good, we don't have to support for a while. That's how it is. So DSP had a very soft Friday. It was a premiere, which usually never does poorly, and then he had Friday Night Fights, which I said before almost always does well, except when it's not on a Friday night. So DSP is going to cope from this. He's going to find some reason to explain all of this, so let's get into it because it's over 15 minutes long. That's usually a sign that DSP did not make enough money on his live stream. So let's see what Phil has to say today about his disappointing soft end to the week.
So let's talk about it, shall we? So what happened today? First off, I did not do a podcast, but I jumped right into Cronos The New Dawn, the brand new survival horror game from Bloober Team, same people who made the Blair Witch game, recently Silent Hill 2 remake. So they've done a lot of horror before. They've also did that game, The Medium. And so, initially the game had some graphical issues on PC, but I tweaked the settings a bit, and then it worked fine, except UE Engine 5 sometimes has this issue with stuttering when you walk into a new area and it's generating things in the distance. It was having that problem. Luckily, it didn't really affect the game that much. It seemed to happen a lot at the beginning, but didn't really carry on further in. So, brand new game, okay? Didn't do a podcast. I wanted to get maximum gameplay of the game. Did about a half an hour hangout session. People actually supported during this hangout session, and we got like 30, 40 bucks of support. Start playing the game. I'm not kidding. We're over an hour and a half in. No one has supported the stream at all. Attendance? Okay. We had like maybe 250 on YouTube and maybe 70, 80 on Kick, and I'm like, this is a new game. What gives? Survival horror, which everyone says they always want to see me play. Game is kind of hype. People are interested on different people's opinions on it. What happened? I literally have no clue.
Phil, you just played Ludo, and that was a complete disaster too. People aren't thrilled to pay you to play survival horror games. They often find it really boring when you're playing them. So yeah, this premiere flopping, survival horror is not a safe genre for you. Maybe in October, but outside of that, no. It doesn't shock me that once you started the gameplay, you started losing revenue because that's been a recurring theme. Because on your gameplay, you're a lot less interactive, surprisingly, than when you're doing the podcast. Like, you think the podcast would be just him rambling, but he does include Q&A. He does include some talking to his audience. When it's the gameplay, he's all business and he forgets, hey, I got an audience. If I want them to pay me for it, I have to do more than just play the game.
I don't know what's going on. Is this another situation where now people's moods are changing towards different games and now people don't want to see me play survival horror anymore? If so, that's going to suck because we got Silent Hill F coming up. We've got Tortured Souls 2 coming up, or Tormented Souls 2. And I'm looking forward to all of these for this Halloween season. I don't know what happened today. I really don't. It just didn't seem like many people were coming to the stream. And even then, when they were there, they weren't talking.
We seem to be probing close to the actual issue. You're not engaging, Phil. They have nothing to work with. You have to give them stuff to work with, and then they will chat.
The stream chat was like freezing. I'm like, what is going on, guys? Like, it's survival horror. No one's talking about this. So anyway, my initial impressions. I actually wanted to do a whole video on it, but it's 10:10 p.m. and I got to get out of here. So I cannot do a special video for that.
Yeah, instead he just makes this daily wrap artificially longer than he usually does. Apparently doing a quick 10-minute special video review is too much for him. First impressions, you know what I mean? Like, I don't buy this man, because we all know he does this in one take. Even if he messes up, which he rarely does, he doesn't edit it out. So it's like, what are we talking about here? You don't gotta go, you just want to go.
Quite frankly, all right, the game, I think, has great lore. Has an interesting atmosphere, very scary and creepy. It really is. Like,
Yeah, but the game alone is not going to keep them and make them spend money on you. It's you. You are the center of this all. It's DSP gaming, not gaming games. You got to put some effort in and entertain people, but you don't want to do that. You'd rather just whine and beg.
it definitely feels like old school, hardcore Resident Evil. However,
Oh my god, I'm cutting this out, but he is basically doing a first impressions in the daily wrap. He can't be bothered to split it. If he had an actual editing software, he could have just cut. All right, here's my first impressions video. But he's like, no, I'm just gonna jam it all in the daily wrap. Great way to get views, Philip.
so it's good. It's just a lot of it's trial and error.
Like, I'm pulling my hair out at the inefficiency of this. He is doing a review first impressions in this daily wrap, and he doesn't even realize it. He's like, I need to ramble about this game, but I can't make a separate video, even though the separate video is hit record on OBS, hit stop on OBS, and then he fills it in with talking. He doesn't write a script, he doesn't edit, he just goes on and on. He's so lazy. This is why you don't get views, Phil.
3.5 hours of gameplay live on the channel. But guess what? The views weren't great during the stream. I don't know how the on-demand videos would do. And the support, we didn't even hit $100 of support on a brand new release day.
Yeah, it's funny how you get a ton of money from one whale at the start of the week and then your fans think you're good, so they're not as incentivized to hit goals to do DSP tries it. And seriously, did you learn anything from Luto? That thing never hit a goal.
Can't explain it. No idea why. Don't know what to say. So disappointing? Yeah, in that regard, it certainly was. I was toughing it out for a tough game and playing through it and enjoying it, and the people weren't there with me, you know?
Yeah, here's the 220 sob story guilt tripping right here. I toughed it out for you all, but you wouldn't give me money to play video games. Cry me a river, Phil.
Now, tonight was Friday Night Fights. And I played CVS 2 again, of course. We did see the return of a few people who haven't been around for fighting games for a while. Notably, Jax Fraxer and a couple others actually came by and started supporting.
Wow, we're doing a viewer audit now. Did the whales show up or not? DSP has a list and he's checking it to see that his required people are there and if they're supporting or not. Because if they are on his stream and not supporting, he's going to give them a talking to.
Sadly, looks like we may be in the last hurrah for this collection. This Capcom Fighting Collection 2 and Capcom vs. SNK 2. We already retired it on PC because no one's playing it on PC. Tonight, could barely find anyone playing it on PS5 at all. Really hard to find comp, to be honest. Very disappointing. And I wish that there would be more people playing. But again, they put no effort into these collections. There's no cross-play, so no one sticks around. So here we are 3 months into it. I'm playing the same 4 people all night.
Go figure, the game that DSP actually wants to play, his fans won't support because they know he's going to play it anyway and not wage quit it.
And they're all scrubs, to be honest, except for King Crimson. King Crimson's pretty good. He's a viewer of mine. But everyone else, roll throw, roll mash jab, roll mash jab, mash jab. That's not how you play CVS 2. That only works online. You're abusing the lag. You're basically embarrassing yourself, and you're embarrassing the fighting game community, and you're embarrassing this gameplay, making it look like a scrub game because it works online because rollback netcode is abusable. So
he's had the same complaints since day one, and he's refused to change the game because he has no other fighting game that he wants to play right now. So it's like, how much is this is just coping from him losing? He's like, okay, it must not be me. It must be the netcode's fault.
it's frustrating, you know. I leveled up a bunch. I think I gained like 3,000 points tonight. I'm very close to hitting master at 30,000 points. I think I'm at like 28,000, so I'm getting there. But the problem is, like, I had to play King Crimson like 2 sets because there's not enough players. I'm sitting there waiting. Where is everyone? There's no one there. The few people that I play are scrubs, and I either spank of them or they abuse lag with insanely bad internet connections. I mean, one guy literally was like, we couldn't even play. What's wrong with your internet? So the way I'm seeing it, this maybe we'll do one more stream next week, and if it doesn't improve, this might be it. We may retire fighting games for now.
And I'm sure most people are happy about it. Besides you raging about lags, nobody really cares.
This is the best retro Street Fighter game available for any kind of format right now. And it looks like maybe one more stream and we're done with it because there's just not enough comp.
Yeah, Phil, it's a retro game. There's not going to be as large an audience for it as you would like.
Now, support started off slow, but by the end we rallied. We made over $100 of support. Again, we didn't hit a goal. So I want you to think about this.
Yeah, Phil constantly wants you to think about him getting money. Nobody really cares if you hit the goal or not, Phil. If they would have donated.
This week was the weirdest week. The beginning of the week, we get a troll coming by, doing a whole bunch of contributions, then basically insulting me and getting banned, saying, oh, they're going to charge it back, but I keep it all. They're so full of, doesn't matter if they try to charge it back or not, I keep all the money.
Yeah, the thing about IronDentSakai, if that was him, he doesn't care about how much money he spends on Phil. He will throw it all down the hole gladly to get like a 5-second laugh out of it.
So we ended up hitting a whole bunch of goals at the beginning of the week, which is why we did the DSP tries it of Calorie Mate early on in the week. So then I set up the DSP tries it for Katsu Burger's return, and we barely hit any goals this week. It was like hit or miss. Like we would hit a goal, then not even close. Then we would hit a goal, then not even close. So here we are at the end of the week, and we're only at 44 goals. And it sucks.
Yeah, so it seems like once you do one DSP tries it a week, your fans really aren't incentivized to do a second, because that's an extra $1,500. Now, what happened is that you had half from the marathon, which really made it seem like you were only going to get like half of that, like 5 goals this week anyway. But you did 12 streams this week, and on only 5 of those did you hit goals. So yeah, I think your fans saw all those donations, and they're like, feels good for this week. We don't have to really pony up and hit all those goals. We'll let Truck Sim decay and be canceled. We'll let GTA 4 mods DLC get thrown out. It's alright. Feels good. We don't really care about the games. We're just doing it to own the trolls. And look, a troll gave Phil a ton of money, so it's like we don't really need to own the trolls this week.
I wish that we were further in, because here's what I did. I changed it. I said, instead of doing Katsu Burger, forget it. We didn't make enough goals this week to do Katsu Burger. So instead, DSP Tries It will be the new Taco Bell Decades menu. This will actually be available nationwide in the United States on Tuesday, September 9th. So that's what we're working toward. So we need to hit 50 goals. Guess what? We hit no goals today. So we're still at 44. You know, we probably aren't going to be doing this till like middle to late next week at the rate we're going. We're not hitting goals for Metal Gear. We're not hitting goals for the new game Cronos. We're not hitting goals for Suikoden. We're not hitting goals for CVS 2. We did hit a goal for Silk Song, thankfully. But I don't know what else you guys want from me, honestly. I'm playing all the new releases. You all complain I was playing old games. So now I'm playing new releases like Silk Song and Cronos. Where are the people in the support?
Yes, and you arguably only hit a goal on Silk Song because that was probably only iced coffee and a bunch of sock accounts. Phil, just because people say they want to see you play a game does not mean that they're going to give you $150 to do that. If anything, they may give you $2 or $5, but it's really the whales. The whales decide whether you hit the goals or not, because you've blown everybody else away, because you're like, oh, they're not giving me a huge amount of money, I'm not caring.
So I don't think it's the game selection that's the problem, quite frankly.
Correct, it's not the game selection, Phil. The only person who cares about what game it is only iced coffee. That's his determinator, but for everybody else, they don't really care about what games you're playing. They want that engagement from you. You aren't given it, so they aren't donating to the amount that you require.
Even though people are whining and complaining, that's not what it is. Those are the whiny bit who are the vocal minority who just want to be complaining about everything at all times and say everything I do is wrong. Just like they all said, why are you playing an old game Ballad of Gay Tony when you should be playing Silk Song? So we started playing Silk Song, and now they came to my chat all day and complained, why are you not playing the Ballad of Gay Tony? I'm serious. This is how they are. They just do it to be contrarian, try to make the chat toxic so people won't enjoy it.
Wow, it only took you 15 years to figure that out. Amazing. But the thing is with the DLC, you use that as an incentive. So you not playing the game is you not following up on your word, even though you never really do, if you can get away with it.
So I ignored them. I just banned them all day. I didn't entertain that. But next week, I need everyone to come by and start supporting so we can hit these goals and we can do DSP Tries It, all right?
So what's really happening here? DSP got $2,300 this week approximately. But the thing is, if you take the IronDentSakai money out, it goes down to like $1,400. So he's thinking if IronDentSakai didn't show up, he would have only gotten $1,400. But the reality is his fans would have made up a smaller chunk of that. So he probably would have got like $1,700 or something. But here's why he's panicking. He's like, oh, if I don't have the whale, what am I supposed to do? That's his main main concern. Where are the whales? When are they going to give me money? Because of the 12 streams this week, as I said before, he only hit 5 goals on the stream. Because this entire week, only 5 streams out of the 12 had goals hit on them. He can't have soft support like that. He needs consistency. He wants to be consistently hitting goals. He can't just have streams that end at like $100 because he wants to go above and beyond the goals. So yeah, if he continues to tolerate this stuff, he will fall off and get less support, and he can't handle that because he doesn't want to start making $1,500 a week. He wants well above $2,500.
Please do. Now, one final thing happened. As I'm streaming CVS2, Sony sent me an email. You've been accepted into the Marvel Tokon beta. Wow. I registered for it, and they never sent me the invite until now while I was streaming tonight. So I'm like, this is exceptional. Let's do it. I accept the invite. They send me a text message to confirm. I register. Okay, you can download it right now. Oh, when is it playable? Starting tonight, right now, until 8 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah, so they send out the notifications right before so you don't forget about it. They want you to play it immediately so then they can do testing and see if they need to do another round or not. Obviously, it doesn't work out for you because you're on your day off, but hey, if that happens, reschedule your plans, and if you want to stream it, do the beta. Like seriously, if that happened, you should have changed your day off to Sunday. I don't care what you had to do, just cancel it and do the beta.
What will I be doing from right now until 8 a.m. Sunday morning?
Oh my god, he did the stupid filter. Let's be real, on his day off, he's going to be drinking a lot of gin and playing a lot of WWE champions. Case closed. He doesn't want to work by playing video games. He has complete control over his schedule. When something like this happens, you quit your day off and turn it into another day. He can move things around very easily, despite him pretending not to because he's 220. He should have been streaming on Saturday and he probably would have made a ton of money doing it. But instead of that, he's going to go on his day off where he makes no money. That's just how Phil operates. Complete stupidity. And this is the guy who talks about day one hype all the time, and he's not taking part in the hype. Like, what is going on?
So I think you see my problem, right? They sent me the code so late, I had no time to plan anything. And by the way, there was no way that I would have had tomorrow as my day to work anyway. It's my wife's birthday, and we already have all plans of stuff we're doing tomorrow. So I don't know why they sent the code out so late. And I've never heard of a beta in history that was only 24 hours. It's literally 24 hours. I take it back. I think it's 36 hours. It starts tonight and ends at 8 a.m. Sunday. So basically you have from now until 9 p.m. tomorrow and then another 12 hours. That is the dumbest window I've ever heard for a closed beta in my life, and that includes any video game I've ever played. I've never heard of a 36-hour window for a closed beta.
Honestly, it's probably about money, Phil, and you're just salty because you refuse to play it because, oh, you gotta take your wife out. Here's the thing though, you don't have to stream it all day. You could stream it for like 3 hours and then take your wife to dinner. You could have lunch with your wife, then stream it all night. You could do either of those things. You could reschedule and do things with your wife on another day. Like, you have options. You're not chained to a desk and have to work 9 to 5. You can move anything around anytime you want. And don't give me Kat is going to be upset that DSP had to change plans so quickly on her birthday. She was a mega fan of him. She knows that he has a schedule. So therefore, she should be willing to move things around for him if he does that for her. And it's like, do you really think they're going to do anything special besides order DoorDash and her playing video games? Like, they could do it any other day.
It's insanely stupid. Sony is a bunch of morons. So's Arxis. That is the dumbest timing ever for a beta.
And he's only ranting on this not because he thinks it's ridiculous, but because it changes his schedule, and he can't change his schedule because it's his wife's birthday. So yeah, Phil can't play the beta on stream now. I'm sure he's going to play a little bit at home, but he's not playing it on stream because he wants to do a formal 4-hour stream. Congratulations, Phil. You don't know how this works. Like, seriously, the detractors aren't calling in Sony and telling them to do it on your wife's birthday. That's not what's happening.
So you had no idea you were in it. You sended the code to me during it. So it's already started. It started at 9 p.m. You send me the code during the beta. So there's no way I can even plan to do it. And now you actually expect me to drop everything in my life to be a part of your beta. How about this? No. I refuse. I don't care if it's the best fighting game ever made. my life is more important than your stupid beta because you think that you're more important than everything else on Earth. You're not.
Yeah, he's got a jam-packed 36 hours there. He can't pick it up for like an hour or two and stream that? No. What he wanted to do with the beta is use it as a way to make money. So he's like, I can't make money off this now because I'm not going to stream on Saturday. Good for you, Phil. Good for you. And I'm sure you're dedicating that complete 24 hours of Saturday to your wife. Absolutely by her side always, not ignoring her, not ordering DoorDash behind her back. I'm sure you're devoting that entire day to her. You're going to have a chill, fun, positive day. Going to the dog park, seeing the pond, watching the geese, all of that jazz. And then guess what? He's probably going to tell us on Sunday, hey, what I did on my day off, we just lounged around the house all day, and then Kat and I went for dinner at like 6.
So sadly, I can't play the beta, and to be honest, sorry about that. I would have actually given the code away, but there's no code. What it is it's a link through your PlayStation Network account, so only I can use it. So I can't even give the beta away to one of you. I was going to put like a code in this video tonight. I can't. It's impossible. So now the beta invite goes to waste. I can't play it. By the time I come back on Sunday morning, the beta's over. All right? And before you say, oh, why don't you make time? It's my wife's birthday. I'm not playing video games. Sorry, she's more important to me than Tokan. She just is. I don't care.
Yep, he can't make time. I guess if you're like spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on reservations and stuff like that, that you can't cancel last minute, then okay. But he's not saying that. He's not telling us what he's doing. Odds are he's probably going to watch her play games. He's going to watch YouTube videos with her, pet Jasper a little, order DoorDash, drink gin, and fall asleep while he plays Champions. Him not being able to carve out 2-3 hours to stream this and make money off of it is his loss. That's just all it is. But then he's just going to keep complaining about it and try to make his fans feel guilty so they give him money.
All right, so FYI, I'm not playing it. Maybe because I accepted the invite for this beta, maybe they'll send me an invite to the next one, but I can't do it. Sorry, they should really have a beta that's longer than 36 hours. That's insanely stupid. If it had continued later into Sunday, I absolutely would have done it first stream on Sunday. I actually wouldn't have even done a podcast. We would have just jumped right in and did all Marvel Tokan on that first stream on Sunday, but nope. That's not available.
In this edition of The World Does Not Revolve Around You, Philip realizes that Sony is a detractor.
So I'm sorry, everybody. All right? So here's the deal. I'm off tomorrow from streaming. I'm not here Saturday.
And everybody is thankful to have a break from you, I'm sure.
Next week is a crazy good week. Just listen to this variety that we've got coming up next week.
I don't need to hear it because you always have variety despite how sweaty you get and desperate for tips. We know you play a variety of games each and every week. You have at least 5 games in your rotation weekly at all times.
So we've got a good variety of stuff. Another 6-day streaming week next week that I hope you will join me for. I'm sorry I can't play the Tokan beta. They timed it the stupidest I've ever seen, and they invited me too late for me to even plan for it. That's life. My life is more important than Arxis and Sony and Tokan. It just is. Too bad. So sad. I'm really crying that I can't play it. Really. Anyway.
The reality is that Phil is famously inflexible, so even if it wasn't his wife's birthday, the odds are he probably wouldn't have played the beta anyway, because he's like, oh, I got all these appointments and stuff to do and things like that. That's just how Phil works. He's not very adaptable.
When I come back on Sunday, I really hope that, please, let's get some support going. I would love to hit some support goals. We need to start doing it. And particularly, I'll be honest, Kick this week, awful. I don't even know what happened. Kick viewership is down and support is way down. So I hope that we can pick that up next week. All right? All right, guys, thank you so much.
FYI, if he had this week every week in September, his fans would be paying him over $9,000, and he'd probably get like 7, maybe 8,000 out of it. So that is Phil, his complaining, and that's why he really wants that Kick support, because Kick, he gets 95%. He would rather have all the YouTube whales go over to Kick and gift subs all the time, but they apparently don't want to do that. Instead of tipping him, they want to drop big super chats. He would rather have the big tips instead. Instead, he gets small tips, very low Kick support, and just a massive amounts of super chats. That's Phil's issue to figure out, so maybe he needs to get rid of the super chats eventually, not count them as part of his goals. I have a feeling he will eventually get back to that, because he's looking at that. Look how much money I'm wasting. He's like, the whales, they'll go back to tipping me, so that's all that matters. So eventually he'll come around to that idea, but for now, he's going to pretend like he didn't have a good week, because if you erase IronDentSakai's contributions, it was a softer week for him, but not terrible. But that's why he has to pretend. He has to pretend that he's not doing well, so you give him more money, and that's the eternal cycle of these live streams. All right, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you all next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Okay. So that person earlier, PayPal bunch of morons, was actually a person who was trying to tip me earlier, and their tips got frozen. I didn't know that. I don't know who actually moderated them, if it was me or someone else, but they got moderated because people didn't know who it was. And they misconstrued it and thought that what they were saying was like insulting when it wasn't. I guess they were actually complaining about PayPal.